Beginning with Madame Kusie. Madame Kusie for 6 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much, Minister, for being here today. Minister, you address the foreseen demands, but the increase in demand for passport renewals should have been easy for the government to predict, as more Canadians needed to update their travel documents. Further, this is the 10-year anniversary of implementing the 10-year passport, and a predictable increase in demand was foreseeable. You talked about some performance measures. Well, between April 1st, 2020 and March 31st, 2021, Service Canada issued 363,000 passports. Yet in the same time frame, the following year, 1,273,000 passports were issued. So this number is still down from the 2.3 million processed between April 2019 and March 2020. So Canadians rightfully expect to be able to get basic government services, such as passports, from the Government of Canada. Minister, we look to the media and we see many, frankly, horror stories from Canadians. I have here a story from Global News on May 24th. A BC family said they had to shell out $3,000 for a new flight for their family vacation after they didn't receive their passports on time. Ms. Ventura said her family had been trying to plan a trip for a while to go to Orlando, Florida, with her niece and nephew. She said they had let their children's passports expire during COVID, so in February, when they went in person to apply at the passport office, they were told they would receive their passports in the mail by April or even sooner. Well, unfortunately, Minister, they didn't arrive. She says, my husband went the week we were supposed to leave. He went to Passport Canada, she said. We got new passport applications in case they could do an emergency one. He was told we couldn't get an emergency passport at that time. The office requested the documents to be sent to the Service Canada office in Surrey, but they could not guarantee that the passports were going to arrive on time. The week they were supposed to leave, Minister, the passports still had not come. So they made the decision to change the flight to leave from Seattle, which of course also hurts our economy, as children do not need passports to fly within the United States. The cost of buying new flights on Delta Airlines was $3,000. Ms. Ventura said Service Canada told her staff they are doing the best that they can, and we recognize this. The family also couldn't claim a flight change refund through travel insurance. What she said was, when there was no responsibility, that was the frustrating part. Minister, I have another story about a family that tried to go to Disneyland on a trip for a woman with terminal cancer, but unfortunately, after a passport delay, it was put off for some time. Ask Barb Walter's family, and they'll tell you the 56-year-old grandmother would give anything for her loved ones. But since they found out she has terminal cancer, the family said they've been scrambling to give back to her with a trip to Disneyland in California. They said they wanted to make the trip as a family so Walter can make lasting memories with her 3 beloved grandchildren. And I know as a mother you'll appreciate this. This could very well be the last thing she gets to do with us as a family while she's still in any capacity to be able to leave the house, said Brandon Williams, 42, Walter's son-in-law and the father of her grandchildren, speaking from the family's home in Hope. She wanted to take the family to Disneyland and make this trip happen any way possible, part of her bucket list. But the trip is in question, Brandon said, because of delays of the kids getting their passports. Williams' wife and Walter's stepdaughter, Shan Williams, applied in late April for passports, and their 3 kids, ages 3 to 7, as soon as they found out. They applied by priority mail in the Lower Mainland. Their flight from Vancouver to California is set for June 3rd, and I hope they can make that flight. But unfortunately, this is now extending into other services. Backlogs and bottlenecks in passport processing through Service Canada appear to be causing problems for clients seeking other core services through the facilities, such as death benefits or employment insurance, as is reported in a May 25th Global News article, Minister. So unfortunately, this is extending into other areas we are seeing. Now, Minister, I look at the dates of the announcements of the travel restrictions, the ones that have been being lifted. February 15th, it was announced the 28th, fully vaccinated individuals only had to produce antigen tests. April 1st was announced on March 17th. Yet, Minister, you had announcements regarding daycare March 31st Ontario of this year, March 28th for Ontario of this year, March 31st of Nova Scotia, and yet the first article, Minister, came out March 8th on these passport delays, which tells me you didn't prioritize these passports or these Service Canada services to your daycare initiative. And you should have taken care of these Canadians first before you continued this initiative. You should have made the difference in your prioritization. And as a result of that, women such as Ms. Walters may not get to go to Disneyland with her family. Families such as the Venturas won't be able to go on their bucket list trip without paying another $3,000, Minister. Minister, I wish you would have prioritized things differently as a minister. And as I mentioned in the May 25th article, we are now seeing these passport bottlenecks spilling over to EI and CPP applicants, which has significant effects on our Canadian society, Minister.